Chow Funn is a favorite Hawaii dish that brings back a lot of memories of food, family, and friends for me. Growing up, we ate Chow Funn at the Bon Dance every year and at carnivals and county fairs. How about you?
For me, it's more like dim sum or, birthdays at Chinese restaurants where Chow Funn is always like the noodle course where, because tradition states that you want to have like a long noodle dish because it represents long life. And so that's one of those dishes that it reminds me of. And yeah, I mean, I've eaten a lot of it at restaurants, but I think we decided that why not go ahead and make some. I know it's a fun dish to make, and I had not done it before, so I thought it'd be awesome to go out and learn how to make it so we could do it here and then show everyone how to do it.
We'll do it together.
Yeah. So, I guess you're gonna finish. You can finish up the veg prep.
Okay.
I'm gonna start doing sort of the meat and saute prep. One thing about sauteing or stir frying, you need high heat, right? That's very important. And a lot of people think, oh, I have to use a wok. A wok is not necessarily the thing that you want to be using, even though you're going to do stir fry, merely because woks are designed to be used on a certain sort of a stove vessel that holds the wok, and the heat is usually very, very, very high. The conventional stove is not really designed for that, and so sometimes it's better to be able to use very high heat, but use actually a saute pan that is able to help you get to what you need. So I have some just vegetable oil that I've been heating up. And I'm going to add some ginger to that. And then we're going to add some char siu that we've got all cut up. And I have ham that we're going to put in here. The cool thing is, when you're making chow fun, you can add a lot of different things. And this is one of those dishes that can be done using whatever you have in your pantry. But the first thing I'm doing here is I'm going to take the meat and the ginger and I'm sweating it so that I can get all the flavors to come out, heat it up. How's that veg looking?
Good.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and add some carrots, and I just kind of want to wilt the carrots in here. One of the things that's good about homemade chow fun is that you can add a lot of the good stuff. Sometimes you go to the restaurants and it's mostly noodles and it's just a little bit of this and that. Our chow fun is going to be fully loaded, okay? We're not going to spare any expense, and we're not going to skimp here. So, you know what? It might not be Chinese chow fun, because Chinese make sure that they make plenty of money, right? Okay, now we're going to add some celery. And notice that I'm using the highest heat setting I have, and I'm adding this in a little at a time. And the sound of the sizzling has not gone away, and that's really important, because the sizzling sound means that I'm cooking or I'm stir frying. Once that sizzling sound goes away, that means I'm just sweating product. Okay. So that's something that's very important. So cooking, remember, is not just
smelling,
it's visual and it's also audio. Okay. It's looking nice, right? It's coming together,
good, yeah.
right? Now, I'm going to add this oyster sauce I'm going to add a little bit. Stir fry that a little bit. The goal is to get everything incorporated. Okay?
It smells good.
The other thing that's important about a stir fry, if you notice, is all the vegetables that we've cut are small pieces, and the important thing is all the small pieces need to cook quickly. If I use big pieces, they take a long time to cook, right? What else? Oh, bean sprouts. We'll throw some bean sprouts inside here.
So how do you know what to add in first?
I start with the meats because I want to extract some of the fat that's going to help saute, right? And then I add the ginger so I can get the extracted flavor. And then I start adding the vegetables. I usually add the harder vegetables first, and then I gradually add the vegetables to the softer ones, because the harder ones will take more time to cook. Okay, that's why the bean sprouts went in last and the carrots went in first.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to take this out. And this is the part that sometimes people don't understand or don't do at home, is they try to just throw everything together. Okay?
Yeah.
What happens now is, this is ready. Now I need to do the noodle part, okay? So I'm going to take this and let it reheat again. And then I'm going to add a little bit more vegetable oil. And wait till it gets very hot. And then we're going to go ahead and put the Chow Funn in. One of the things that, this is a sort of a judgment thing that you can do when you're at home, is decide how crispy or how brown you want your Chow Funn to be. Some places make it very white. Some places will let it crisp up a little bit. I personally like to get a little bit of that browning on there because it gives it a nice texture and a nice kind of a caramelized toasty flavor. So we're going to put the Chow Funn in. I'm going to let it kind of brown up a little bit. Then we put the vegetables back in, toss, 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 and we plate. So
Chow Funn noodles are the fat noodles, and
Yes.
did you boil it like pasta already?
no, so I got these fully cooked. I went to Foodland and I went into the noodle section is in the actual produce department. So I picked them up. They were cooked. I brought them home. I opened the bag, and what you want to do is you want to rinse these in water to loosen them up, or else when you try to take them apart, they're going to tear.
So
okay?
they already come. You buy them fully cooked, and you just soak it, and
I
then
buy them
drain it.
I don't really soak it. I basically am just putting the water to break it up.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Not really soaking. So now this is smoking, which is perfect because it's gonna. Again, you want that heat, right? Now I'm gonna let it sit a little bit so that I can sort of start to let it brown, and then I'm gonna actually toss it real quick. Okay. So now what happened is the oil has coated the noodles so that they're not going to stick together, and now we just need to kind of let it work its way through so that it can brown. One thing, it's cooking is the tossing thing is fun, and I like to do that. And if you're good at it, then okay, go for it. But don't feel like, oh, because I'm sautéing, I have to be doing this activity. If you need to use a tool so that you can get the product to move together, then do it. It's not a big deal. So I wanted to show you real quick here. You see this nice browning?
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
But this is the browning that I'm trying to get for it, so it's going to get a little bit of crispness.
Crispy.
Okay?
Ooh.
And we've got the edges that are nice and brown. The noodles are definitely heated through. So now let's go ahead and finish the dish.
So as you're frying that, do you have to continue to add oil so it doesn't burn?
No, you shouldn't be adding any more oil. Once you've got the oil in there, the key to the sticking part, right, and the burning part is making sure that I've drained the noodles first so that I don't have all this excess water, that the pan was nice and hot already, and as soon as I put the noodles in, I tossed it and coated them, and now I'm just letting them toast.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a nice, see that nice
Ooh,
color
yeah.
right there? Okay, now we're going to add this back in. I'm going to do it in stages. So I'm going to add a little bit here. Start to kind of toss, right?
This is a great potluck dish
Yeah,
that you
super
can
good.
make.
I'm going to put a little more oyster sauce here. I'm going to start to add a little bit of green onions so that they want them to start to kind of wilt in there, yeah?
So you add the green onions as the last vegetable
Yeah.
after.
Because I treat the
Very end.
green onion like an herb.
Okay.
And herbs are delicate, so if you put them in too soon, all of the flavors and aromatics that they provide will get cooked out. Right? The volatile flavors will come out. They're very gentle. So I put them in as a finishing ingredient. Okay, so that, we have the rest of that in here. I'm going to put a little bit more green onions in here. I'm going to go for another toss.
And if you can't toss it like that, like a professional chef, can you use tongs? Tongs?
You can use tongs. The reason I'm not using tongs in this though is because this is a Teflon coated pan.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to scratch it. So if you have tongs that have the rubberized coating so they won't scratch, it's fine. Or you can go with the spoon here.
Because you don't want to break up the noodles.
You're right. You really want to try to have nice long noodles.
Okay.
But now I've put everything back together and I want to give the dish a chance to let all the flavors kind of come together, right? And I think it's looking good. I'm just going to put a little soy sauce in here.
Ooh, and you have hot mustard.
I have mustard. Yeah, I have some mustard. That's going to be for you and me when it's time to eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As
That's the eating mustard.
Oh, okay.
And I will just put in this bowl here. But this is our chow fun dish, and this is good to go.
Wow.
So let's see if I can get this in here neatly.
So the hardest part of this dish is the cutting.
It's all about the prep work, yeah. It's all about, so it's important, well, not important, but it's convenient if you can have someone do all the prep work. So whenever you're ready to make your chow fun dish,
Find someone to help you.
I understand that Cheryl is available
To chop.
for prep gigs. But let me just quickly try to arrange this because I have a big mess here. And I do have tongs now because I'm out of that pan. But here's the dish, really.
It smells really great.
So here's the chow fun dish. Let me just clean it up a little bit. Now, as you know, presentation is very important. So I'm going to take that dish, and then we're going to go ahead. I want to dress it up just a little bit. Add a little bit more green onions. Okay, add just a little bit of carrots for color. A little bit more green onions. I'm going to put just a little bit more shoyu to make it shiny. Maybe I'll throw some char siu on top.
Ooh.
But essentially,
Wow.
here is our dish. So
Looks good. That was kind of easy.
it was super easy. Here we have it. Homemade, home style chow fun that you can do for your friends, your family, and for any get together.
For this great recipe and more, visit us at foodland.com.